Sometimes you're going to be asked to add mixed numbers. Just as a reminder, mixed numbers are numbers that contain a whole number and a fraction. So a good example is 4 1/4. That's a mixed number. Say I want to add 2 2/7 to 4 1/4. Okay. There's a couple of different ways to do this problem. I'm going to stick with the way where we add the wholes and the parts and then see what we have. Okay. So I know I need to add 4 1/4 to 2 2/7. The first thing I can do is just add the 4 and the 2. That's 6. Now I need to add the 1/4 and the 2/7. So I have 6 1/4 plus 2/7. This we know how to do. It is just a addition of two simple fractions problem. So we need to create common denominator for 1/4 and 2/7, which the least common multiple of 4 and 7 would be 28. 28. So 1/4 equivalent to 7 28ths, 2/7 equivalent to 8 28ths. So now I have 6 and 7 28ths and another 8 28ths. So I have a total of 15 28ths. So that's a basic adding two mixed numbers problem. Now, one that's a little bit more tricky is what happens when you add two mixed numbers and the fraction part of it turns out to be bigger than one whole. So let's do 6 5/6 plus 2 4/9. Okay? Same thing. We're going to go ahead and add the wholes. 6 plus 2, that's 8. So now we have to do, 5/6 plus 4/9. So I have 8 5/6 plus 4/9. Well, what's 5/6 plus 4/9? We need to find the least common denominator of 6 and 9, which would be 18. Okay, remember it doesn't have to be the least common denominator, but it helps if it is because then you won't have to reduce later. So 5/6, 6 goes into 18 3 times, so I have to multiply my 5. We get 15 18ths. 9 goes into 18 twice, so I have to multiply by 2. 8 18ths, still adding those. So now I have 8 23 18ths, and that is actually a perfectly legitimate answer. However, mathematicians don't like to write improper mixed numbers that have a whole number and an improper fraction. An improper fraction, remember, is something where the numerator is bigger than the denominator, so you get a fraction that is bigger than 1. So we have to take our 23 18ths and put it back into a mixed number. So there's a couple ways to do that as well. You can think of 23 18ths as 18 18ths, which is one whole, plus another 5 18ths, so it's 1 5 18ths. So now I have 8 plus 1 5 18ths, which would be 9 5 18ths. The other way to think about it is that if I have 23 18ths, that means 23 divided by 18, or 23 split into 18 parts. So I can do a division where I say, how many times does 18 fit into 23? It fits in once, with 5 remaining. So I have 1 with 5 out of the remaining 18 fitting in again. So I came up with the same number here and here, and I still have to put that on to my 8 to get 9 5 18ths. So that's what you do when you have when you end up with an answer that is a whole number plus an improper fraction.